injuries, discomforts, pains that we experience as humans. And indeed, like 95 of the population at some point of their lives, they will experience back pain. Not chronic,
Yes.
but acute pain at some point of their lives for sure. This is another reason. And then myself, I have a history with back pain. When I was playing soccer, there was 2 matches that I remember, like, even though it was a long time ago, when I was 18, I'm 30 right now. So I have the exact memory, like how all the events happened, and like how after going into the bench, like sitting, I couldn't even stand up. And both times it was exactly the same. Like I was sent right after to the hospital with my dad, and I actually need injections to start moving. Like I needed the injection, like the cortisone injection, to really pull all that inflammation and arousal and all that tension that I was creating. The fact that I had this experience with it and to really know what's to be stuck, right? Like to feel like you pulled your back and that you really cannot move, made me say, okay, why don't we go all out with back pain and focus all my content, all my approach and my program around solving this issue. So that's what I did.
Hi guys. Before we dive into today's episode, I've got a quick favor to ask. If you've been enjoying the conversations here on Zen and Now, whether it's helped you reflect, grow, or just feel a little bit more seen, take a second to hit that subscribe or follow button on whatever platform you're listening on. Subscribing means you won't miss a single episode, and it also helps more people discover the show, people who might really need these kind of real and honest conversations. And if you're feeling extra generous, leave a quick rating or review. It honestly makes a huge difference and keeps the podcast going strong. Thank you so much. Let's get into it. Hi everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Zen and Now. Today, I'm joined by Adria Dueso, founder of Tropic Motion, back rehab, and functional strength coach, and a lifelong sports lover, helping people move pain-free and regain confidence in their bodies. From coaching in FC Barcelona's youth setup to building up his own movement philosophy, Adria's journey is all about turning struggle into strength. So let's dive in. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Kishan. I'm really happy to be here to share, and it's a pleasure to be part of your wellness journey, and I love the work you're doing.
Amazing. Thank you so much, and I appreciate that. Adria, for our listeners who actually aren't aware of who Adria is, just a bit of a background and, where you are in life right now, can you just give us a little bit of, intro?
Yeah, for sure. At this point, I'm focusing all my energy on my online project, Tropic Motion, as you mentioned at the beginning. I help people that have back pain struggles, back pain injuries, or neck pain injuries, move from a place of pain to being pain-free, moving without limitations, and even like enjoying sports that they have to leave behind. So that's my main, where I put my main energy here. A little bit more about myself. I'm passionate about sports. When I was a kid, I played football, but I love all of them. Like right now, I'm crazy for paddle. I love surfing, trail running, nature sports. I'm every now and then when I can, I go to the mountains because I love it simply. So yeah, I would define myself also as like a passionate for sports and movement.
Yeah, similar to myself, couldn't sit still when I was young. I think I was born with a football at my feet. My mom.
Yeah,
So,
this is something that happens to most of men, especially our generation. Like, I think with time, there's new sports picking up, which is nice. There's variety, but for sure, most men at the beginning, when we were kids, we were playing football, soccer for sure.
yeah. You say, you focus more on back pain. Why is such a focus on that particular area of the body?
That's a great question. So at some point when I started my online brand, I was focusing on different pains and even helping people with different injuries like shoulder, knee, back. The reason I decided back is because I wanted to focus my approach into solving one specific pain. And I started to also receive more specific training regarding regarding the back, but also to simplify and focus my work, because in the end I wanted to do the best work that I can. That's why I focus with back. But there's other reasons that why I took this approach. In fact, back pain is one of the most common
Mm.
injuries, discomforts, pains that we experience as humans. And indeed, like 95 of the population at some point of their lives, they will they will experience back pain. Not chronic,
Yes.
but acute pain at some point of their lives for sure. This is another reason. And then myself, I have a history with back pain. When I was playing soccer, there was two matches that I remember, like, even though it was a long time ago when I was 18, I'm 30 right now. So I have the exact memory, like how all the events happened, and like how after going into the bench, like sitting, I couldn't even stand up. And both times it was exactly the same. Like I was sent right after to the hospital with my dad, and I actually need injections to start
Wow.
moving. Like I needed the injection, like the cortisone injection, to really pull all that inflammation and arousal and um, all that tension that I was creating. And the fact that I had this experience with it, and to really know what's to be stuck, right? Like to feel like you pulled your back and that you really cannot move, made me say, okay, why don't we go all out with back pain and focus all my content, all my approach, and my program around solving this issue? So that's what I did.
Yeah. Similar journey I went through as well. A young man, I was playing cricket, and the wicket keeper behind the. I'm not sure if you're aware of the sport cricket, but like in baseball, the catcher.
Yeah,
Similar to that, I was that for cricket. And one day we were playing a match. I dived to my left, and something went. Couldn't get up. I didn't know what was going on. I was helped off the field, and when I sat down, I just couldn't move. Like you said, it's just a lower back region, and
a
that
block.
was, yeah, a block. I don't know what happened, but probably after a bit of research, I was told that probably my hamstrings weren't strong enough to carry on with that motion up and down all the time. So a lot of the stress was on my back, and that's what took most of the pressure. And when I dived, it was like a surreal moment, because like life changing. So ever since then, uh, I made sure that okay, I was able to get the rehab I needed, but I didn't get the proper attention that it needed. Or I didn't give myself the time for it to heal, because I was very impatient. I wanted to be back on the field as quick as possible. And as soon as I felt a little bit of comfort, I went back to playing, but not knowing that the underlying issue was was deeper than I thought. And do you have people that coming to you saying, "Hey, this," or they've gone through similar journeys, or do you guide them to really focus and make sure that they heal uh, to an extent where they don't come back?
Yeah, like in fact, there's people like you that at some point they couldn't keep up with sports, or there was a specific incident. Sometimes it happens, or sometimes it's just an overload, and there's not a trauma incident specific, but it's just like the accumulation of back pain that is not going away. So I have people that they really want to get back to sports, and people that they are just, let's say, more sedentary, and they just want their life back. They want to
Mm.
enjoy free walks, going in nature, or maybe cycling, playing with their kids, these kind of things. So yeah, the main goal is to not only eliminate the pain, but like regain that confidence. Because indeed, if you are not confident, and there's all these beliefs that have to be worked on still, even though you give some tools to your body to heal and to get better, your nervous system will always be alert for you to present you another situation in which we need to trigger pain. Because indeed, pain is just an alarm system in
Yes.
which your brain is trying to tell you, look, mm, we don't want to harm your back. And That's why I'm triggering this response,
Yeah.
because I want you to be careful.
Yeah.
But the real issue here is when this alarm is too sensitive, like crazy sensitive in a way that it doesn't make sense. And that's what happened with chronic back pain.
Mhm. What does your training regime look like, or what is your your preparation for people who actually come in? Like, what is it that Adria does for his clients to
Yeah.
make sure to help them, be at ease? Okay, this is a journey; it's not just a quick fix.
People traditionally is thinking, or yeah, like the traditional belief is, for my back pain, I need someone to do something for me. I need like an adjustment. I need a crazy fix, like a magic fix, and whatever, like something that someone is doing for me. And I do the opposite. Your body can heal by yourself. It just needs the right input and the right tools.
Mhm.
So what I do is to progressively get a stronger body, progressively regain confidence in movement, especially the movements that trigger pain and where the pain feels more intense, the pinch feels more intense, the dual pain feels more intense. How do we do this? The most important is to identify where is the person standing at that moment. So how the pain is triggered, how's their movement screening, like the mobility at that point, strength levels. We really need to see how this person is in a certain moment. And from there, when we also know the goals, which normally it's being pain-free, but sometimes it's pain-free and also playing a certain sport, we progressively and face-to-face go there.
You're right.
And we have assessments to know that we progressively get there, right? But as you see, this is so different from a
Yeah.
traditional approach of like, my back pain hurts and I'm playing, I don't know, pickleball, or I'm skiing or whatever, or I play golf. You go to the doctor, and most doctors, luckily, there's some that they do the right prescription, but some doctors come and say, okay, injection, pill, maybe some physio sessions, or if it looks bad, then like MRI surgery suggestion, which is super different. One is empowering, because in the end you are responsible for your pain. The other one is detrimenting, because it makes you feel you are broken, it makes you feel hopeless, it makes you feel you cannot do anything about it. It's just you expect a miracle or someone to fix you.
Yeah. And also, it's a lot of money that people pay for consultations. And it's, trust me, I know you're kind of jumping from physio or practitioner to practitioner, and you're just not getting the results. That's why we have to be so vigilant in how we go about finding the right person to help us along. Because we can always go on recommendations. Like you said, you go to the doctor, fair enough, because it's your first point of your thought process. Let me go to the doctor and let me see. Maybe it's just a minor injury or minor thing, and then an injection or Voltaren or something like that can help me alleviate the pain. But you have to go a little deeper when you figure out, okay, it's not the case anymore. And like you said, it's a personal journey for everybody, and your programs are designed, obviously, according to what the person requires. Is that right?
Exactly. Like, not everyone needs the same. Like a sedentary person with back pain, let's say experiencing a 7 out of 10 daily, needs something different than an athlete that experience also a 7 out of 10, that has a different setup, different starting point, different strength levels, coordination, even posture. So everything needs to be individualized. And that's what science says.
Yeah.
Like, exercise that it's individualized, monitorized, and with a follow-up is what it gets the most results with people with chronic low back pain and in a specific back pain.
Yeah. Let's talk about your journey with back pain, and how did you feel, the first time when it occurred, your your feeling, your body, your mindset, and how did you manage that journey without getting too down about it?
That's a good question. At that point, I didn't have the knowledge that I have now
Mhm.
about the pain. But I have to say that for some reason I picked the right choice. I started to do like more mobility and recovery sessions after my trainings and my matches back then. I started to do some exercise based from yoga because, as I said, I didn't have the knowledge.
Mhm.
And around that time, I also started strength training because I said most of professional and semi-professional soccer players, they not only play, they also train. So when I started to train certain muscles to focus on my recovery, even like improving my nutritional habits, sleeping better, and yeah, and focusing more on improving mobility overall, specifically of all these regions that were super stacked, that I felt super, super stiff. I felt like I was getting better and better. And after that, I never got stuck, like blocked, as you also described it before, never in my life again.
Okay, that's good.
So, yeah, crazy.
Yeah, strength training is I think it's underestimated, especially when we're growing up. We think it's a lot of weight training. You're gonna get big. You don't want to get big, but it's such an important cog in terms of not just recovery, but in performance as well, and
Super
just
important.
for lifelong longevity as well. But to be able to just when you get into your latter years in life, a lot of muscle breakdown, and you lose a lot of muscle, like percentage of muscle each year,
Mhm.
and like to keep up with that is very difficult, and it takes a very strong mindset to even just wake up and move your body. And an advocate for now for is just for myself personally, it's just to be able to, when you get into later on in life, to be able to just wake up, get up, lift a spoon to feed yourself, just be independent and not to be over reliant on somebody else taking care of you, because we've seen our past generation, the parents, the grandparents, how they've struggled in life when they get to a certain age. And strength training is so important to build muscle. And I think a lot of people are now advocating for it.
Yeah. I don't know how is it in Canada. I lived in the US for 2 years and I felt that there was more awareness. But in Spain, it's crazy. Like, still, I'm happy because in the end, I am born to do this job, educational and awareness.
Yeah.
But we are so far behind from places like in the US because
Mhm.
I still see people that they don't know how strength training is valuable. You can know and still be lazy, which is okay. But in Spain, there's still a lot of people that is not aware of like how important strength training is. They
Yeah.
still believe what you mentioned, like, no, this is like for gym people or like bodybuilders or whatever. It's getting better, I have to say, because I see it more and more in the TVs, in social media, but we have a long way to go. And indeed, strength
Yeah.
training is everything. Like, um, strength training basically gives you life quality,
Mm.
and then all the cardio based training gives you longevity.
Yeah.
The mix is like
Powerful.
the ultimate medicine.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So anybody listening, if you are in that space of just figuring things out, start small, start slowly. You don't have to always just go and pick up the heavy weights all the time. There are ways which you can incorporate strength training into your cardio practice as well. Because I was full cardio at one point in life. I thought, okay, will be okay for me. But as life went on, I realized, okay, I have to get strong. And
yeah,
one thing I did do after coming out of bouts of depression and anxiety, I turned to strength training because my body, I lost a lot of weight. I wasn't looking the same as I used to. And when you go on certain medications, it you put on that little bit of extra weight because of the medication. And I realized, okay, how am I going to start improving myself? And I started doing I didn't do super long uh, workouts. I just started off small.
no need exactly.
Yeah, and now I do quality over quantity in terms of, so I have a 10 minutes. So this is my breakdown of my gym session. Whoever is listening. So I have a 10-minute cardio session just to warm up the muscles and easy just to bring everything and the heart rate going again. And then afterwards, I would do my stretching to warm up, because it's so important to still warm up the muscles that haven't been done through those cardio sessions. And then I do a 20-minute strength workout, and then post stretching after that. It's just so
Wow.
that you you ensure that your muscles aren't contracted after that strength training. Because I realized after that, they call it that delayed onset muscle soreness, DOMS. After that, for the next 24 hours or 48 hours, your muscles get really tight and you
Mhm.
feel it. But that's the kind of now gym routine I have. And I feel so much better knowing that I can see definition, I can see muscle building in my legs, which I never had before.
That's great. That's great, Kishan. If I could give an advice when you are comfortable with this structure of 20 minutes, ideally, you could move this strength block, the middle part, from 20 to 30.
Mhm.
Like slow increments when it comes to volume. It always depends to your goals. But
Yes.
I'm saying this because the most benefits, if I remember correctly, when we start boosting testosterone, is starting the first 45 minutes,
Mhm.
and from that is when we reach the peak. From 45 onwards, doing a strength session, it's a way in which testosterone also will support the effects and results of the workout, right? So that's why 45 is good, but also after 1 hour, I consider that it's boring. Like it's needed
Yeah.
less, right? Like always quality before
Yeah.
quantity, always,
Okay. No, I appreciate that. Thank you for that.
for sure.
I'll try and increase time limit on that, because I do have programs where there are 30 minutes. Just need
Hmm.
to start incorporating it. So thank you. I appreciate that.
When possible, because we all
Yeah.
know that when time is limited, it's better to show up that and do what you can than not to show up. So
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, a little bit helps. A little bit helps goes a long way.
mhm,
Uh, Going back to your youth coaching days, you joined one of the prestigious institutions on the planet in terms of football,
mhm.
and a lot of people watch Barcelona. They watch Spanish football as well as much as the Premier League. Uh, how did that environment, coach you to the person that you are today?
This is a great question. When I was joining Barcelona, at that moment, my main goal was to become the strength and conditioning coach for Barcelona. And that was super inspirational. It was a very motivating environment. And it taught me like to be more methodic with my work, to be disciplined, to show up with professionality, with responsibility. So it was a great experience for sure. Like, and also the fact that they helped me move with them in New York, because when I was working for them, they had several academies. They still
Mhm.
have around the world, and they have this pro academy in New York. So the option of doing what I love, and specifically in a place like New York, with another language, coaching people with Barca's philosophy, and helping not only with the soccer part, like the more
Mhm.
technical game idea plan, but not only with this, but also with the strength and conditioning and the rehab. For me, it was truly like a really nice experience, super enriching.
Yeah. Excuse me.
No worries.
Um, they call it La Masia, right?
Yeah, so there's the Masia, and then
Mhm.
there's the different academies around the world.
Okay.
When in certain situations there was players that stand out, they first go to La Masia, which is
Okay.
like where then they go to they
The
could do
first.
the jump to the first teams. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
So your Messi is your Yamals, your Pedris,
Exactly.
Busquets,
The
those
better,
kind. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. With your strength and conditioning,
Okay.
did younger players take to that practice, or were they a
Yeah.
bit apprehensive?
Yeah. And now I got you. In the US, where I did most of like the strength and conditioning part, the results were very successful. Like
Okay.
when I was running specific warm ups and strength and conditioning drills in the off season and the preseason, when I was leading the warm ups from the top performer teams, when I was doing the prehab sessions and the injury rehab sessions, everyone was super committed. Like I don't have a single memory of players that were just lazy or not focused. They were very grateful of having a professional guiding them on that sense.
Hmm.
Because as I said, like I have the feeling that North Americans, like people from the
Yes. Yeah.
US, they have the physical part super interiorized in their practice. Like they
Yeah.
take care of it way better than us in Spain. Like in Spain, is like you are good and you play good, and the physical part is important, but not as important. And in the US, it's super important. Like
Yeah.
you have to be an athlete and also be good at soccer, technically, tactically, and learn the game and everything. But physically, they were willing to be better prepared every time, and they want more. Which is sometimes it's dangerous. It can be dangerous,
Yeah.
but it was for sure a better attitude for them and also for me, like
Uh,
the return.
yeah. I agree with you. They're coming from South Africa as well. I think it's similar to Spain. If you're good at football, you're good. It's not like you have to be super strength. You have super strength to compete, because the majority of players aren't at that level as well. But coming to North America, I've had, you know, I've noticed a lot of practice is put into strength, because it's a mindset thing. The stronger you are, the better you are. But
Exactly.
even in Canada as well, it's not as aggressive as it is in the States, but a lot of work goes into strength and conditioning over here as well, because it's just a mindset thing. And I think if I compare the Spanish La Liga to the Premier League, where Premier League is super physical, it's athletic. You've got to be at your peak of performance, not just performance but strength as well, and technical. And then you look at this La Liga, it's more technical, a lot of on the ball, a lot of movement.
Yeah.
Whereas, so I get where you're coming from. And do you think there's now a push for in Spain to get strength levels up,
Um,
or not really?
when it to football, I think it's different. I think there's really good professionals and awareness. I still believe there's certain clubs that are a little afraid of implementing certain training philosophies
Hmm.
for basically for traditional beliefs of what you mentioned before. I'm going to become slow or my players are going to get injured. But I have to say that Spain is one of the best places when it comes to strength and conditioning training. So, yeah, I think when the clubs allow a proper practice, they do a good job.
Yeah.
I don't think they should be doing more strength training or because in the end, the preparation that the players receive in Spain, it's based on the game idea.
Mm.
In let's put the example of the Premier League. The players there, they are really physical, and you have to prepare those players for this kind of playing. And in Spain, they prepare players for that kind of playing.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. And it's genetics as well. And not
Exactly.
not a lot
Yeah,
of
it
people
plays
are
a good role.
not a lot of people are built with that physique. And I look at Africa as a continent where there's natural athletes, natural built
Mhm.
athletes, and if you look at them in long distance, they kill everybody in that sport, because also they train at that level and altitude,
Yeah.
and it's just genetically within them to run those longer distance. Whereas in Spain as well, you
Mhm.
look at tennis players, Nadal, those kind of players, they they focus. Yeah, they have strength within them, but they also focus on the technical side. And you look at in Spain how successful they've been on the world stage. So it's not all about strength, but it's about how you use it in a productive way.
Exactly. Yeah.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this short break. When Adria has gone through such uh, an incident in life, with your back injury and stuff. And now you've come out on the other side. What's one thing you can take from that journey to, you could share with the listeners to say, sometimes it's okay to go through those journeys and come out on the other side.
I think we have to allow ourselves to really experience the discomfort. Traditionally, we are told to avoid pain. We are told to avoid the yeah the I would say dual, dramatic or not comfortable situations. And every situation has something to show you. And in the end, you can either keep pushing it away or patching it up when it comes to back pain specifically, since that's what we were talking about today.
Yeah.
Taking the pill, taking the, or just doing a massage or injection, ozone, whatever. You can keep pushing it away momentaneously, but it will always come back. So you can either face it and start getting better or start preparing your body for it. And then the story and like everything you learn on the journey is just magical. It's life. It's like life presenting you a situation and putting you on a challenge and learning from it and getting stronger. For me, this is the story of life. You get a challenge, you face it, and you get stronger.
Yeah. No, 100% agree with you there. A friend of mine recently told me, you have to go through those moments in life to not just learn about yourself, but to also understand that in moments like that, we do have resolution within ourselves. You have the tools now to navigate them, because in the beginning, it's very difficult. You don't know where to begin or how to go about resolving the issue. So similar like anxiety, where breathwork is such an important tool in that practice, but it's lost because we don't really understand it, that it's free, it's within ourselves, and we can use it at any time. So similar to when we go through pain related scenarios, we have to also accept that now, okay, yes, we have the tools now and we can navigate pain. And we also have to be kind to ourselves and be patient, because it does take time.
Yeah. I think there's big similarities with anxiety and pain. And it's so true what you mentioned about the simplicity of certain things that we don't know and we expect for like complex solutions. The specialists and doing the super adjustment, or with anxiety, like the special treatment or the pill or whatever. But indeed, your body, and talking also in ancestor way, like your body is super wise and it has the solution already. It's just that we are so disconnected from everything our body can do that we forgot that we are anxious. One thing is a constant state of anxiety. I get it. That's more complicated. But if we are anxious, deep breathing, and it helps. If you are experiencing back pain, deep breathing, gentle movement, and you already got better. Again, if it's chronic, it takes time. It's different. It takes time. We need to rebuild the trust, empower, rewire some beliefs, limiting beliefs. But this is the key. Like if we take this simple advice and we apply it with patience and consistency, that's where we put the major difference. And it's simple. It's nothing crazy. It's not a 300 gadget that you buy in online and that it creates special waves for your back, or a like a nerve surgery that it's providing the space but also treating the nerve in a special way. No, it doesn't work this way.
Yeah, simplicity in the body, and the body will listen to you if you give it the chance to.
Exactly.
Yeah. Talk to me about Tropic Motion. Where did that idea come about, and what's the philosophy behind it?
So after quitting the job with Barcelona, I wanted a change and especially in our generation, in which we are constantly seeking for providing this value, transcendence, and there's also a purpose that it's changing. And for me, it went from performance to health. Also because I love working with people in pain, and I felt like there's so many people that need help. And don't get me wrong, working on performance on a specific niche, which was in that moment soccer, it's amazing. But I also felt that I wanted to create something that was mine, and that was me providing that value, and not me working for someone else or always with a closed structure. So that's why I created Tropic Motion. And the name behind it is because at that moment I moved to Costa Rica.
Ah, okay.
So I thought this has to get a big impact on the name for sure. So I thought Tropic, and then motion, because in the end, everything is motion.
Yeah.
Everything is about movement. Humans are about movement. And what I want to provide value through is through movement, is to teaching the body how to move properly and inspire people through movement.
Yeah.
So
And
that's the story behind.
yeah, that's beautiful because you took something so simple and you put them together. Even the
Together.
name is feels alive. And
Yeah. It's Tropic. It's it has like
majestic.
majestic energy vibe. Yeah, it's energetic.
Yeah. And if somebody is looking to, get in touch with you uh, through your services, do you do it online? Is it global or is it just related to Spain?
It's fully online. So
Okay.
when people, if people wants to find me, or like to just check like what am I doing, they can find me either in YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and I work with people online.
Okay.
When I'm in Spain, sometimes I see people also presentially, because I really enjoy the physical contact and being with people, but I do
Right.
it because I like it. But the majority of my work and my system, everything is online.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and I will leave links in the description below to check out Adria's practice.
Awesome.
Uh,
Appreciate it.
yeah, you're welcome. I think we have to also, help one another out, and you never know, somebody might be looking for the service, and this podcast could help them.
Of course. And in the end, the majority of the people that I talk to we don't always finish with a transaction of a new coach, a new student. Like sometimes I just talk to people, and I'm happy to provide advice. I'm happy to dig into someone's case and answer questions,
Hmm.
because indeed, I wish I had them. I
Oh
wish I
yeah,
had also this support when I was feeling the pain. So if someone has MRI results to wants to share, or like stories, anything that they want to share, they can feel free to reach me out.
yeah, for sure. We're all a global community, and we're just trying to help each other and just trying to share the knowledge that we have, pass it on. Because I feel a lot of people are looking for that now, are really searching for it, and we're going through a very tough time as humanity in terms of finding ourselves and just healing from childhood traumas, those kind of things, even physical traumas that people are they really need some a wholesome and authentic person that they can reach out to as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and I want to pull this from our initial conversation. I think, especially in these times, we have to be more and more collaborative.
Hmm.
Like, we've been always very competitive with each other in all terms. And yeah, we all want the best value for everything. So collab- collaboration,
Yeah,
with wisdom, with advice, with any kind of collaboration
for
to
sure.
to get this world a better place.
Yeah. And are you just is it just by yourself, or do you have business partners as well?
It's just by myself, but I have people
Okay.
helping me,
Okay.
because when you start on the online business model with training, specifically with back pain, I realized I needed help editing. I realized I needed help talking to people, organizing everything, the content. So, because in the end, yeah, I'm a coach, but I'm also growing my brand,
Business.
managing
Yeah.
my business, my finance, everything. So, yeah, my idea is, as the business keeps growing, implement more people in the team,
Yeah.
for specifically for the students.
Okay. And yeah, my next question was going to be about growth of the practice. Where do you see it going, or what is your vision for the practice?
I see it going in a place in which I can bring super knowledgeable people willing to also learn and receive from the online service, which is highly rewarding in many ways. And I see it growing in a way that I can create a team of professionals that are aligned with the mission of Tropic Motion, which is
Mm.
like basically providing this service to people that it's afraid to move with pain, finding this solution in the simplest way, but with a quality, um, a companionship, like with a quality follower that like it feels real and true that you have coach that is there for you, because this is super important with back
Yeah,
pain,
for
because
sure.
you fear, and fear is a very like a limiting emotion. And when you have a person that is there with you every week 24/7, telling you what you need to hear, listening to you when you need to be listened, and adapting everything so you can succeed, it makes a difference. So yeah, I'm my vision for it is to keep growing as a team.
Okay, brilliantly, and I think it is going to do really well because you
Thank
know
you so much.
you pour your heart and soul into it, and that's very important. You're not just doing it for monetization or just clout. You're just doing it because you really feel this is your passion, and passion with perseverance. You will succeed.
So true. And I have to say, after 4 years, like I know, like crystal clear, if it wasn't for all the passion and the heart that I put to this project, I wouldn't be where I am, because
Yeah.
it's not easy.
No, I know.
It's not easy.
No, for sure.
And for sure, like I generally think that if I'm where I'm now, and if I will get where I want to get in a few years, it's because everything will be and will continue the same. Like it will be like a heart driven project.
Yeah.
So
What's your relationship like, or how do you keep your relationship with your clients, uh, professional, but also on a human level? How do you bring the two together?
it's a great question. And I think that I've learned a lot from it, because
Hmm.
when I started, I was trying to keep everything professional, like keeping maybe more the distance. But I realized that at one point that was very transactional.
Hmm.
And indeed, back pain is not just about doing exercise. Of course, it's very important, right? Like to follow the plan and stuff. But behind the pain, there's a person. So there was a moment that I clicked also on this, because as I said before, back pain is super holistic. There's many factors that have to be taken into account. And I started to do a shift on like the way I was doing the follow-up calls, and like I was starting first to ask about like how people was doing, and like really identifying like how we're doing on a personal level first. And that's like my rule, before I ask anything program related, pain related, I go into the personal level. And in fact, there's not everyone, but there's certain students of my program that I am friends with, and that every now and then we have like things in common, like playing sports like paddle, or being in nature, or doing other kind of events, that I'm with them.
Yeah.
And I think it's super compatible. Like, of course, like you have to know how to manage it, right? Like the
Yeah, for sure.
personal
Yeah.
and professional side. But when you are honest, and the communication is real, is smooth, and when boundaries need to be set, they are set. It's possible, and and I'm very comfortable with it
Okay.
too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Again, super important to do that because you when you provide that service, it just also then the output is a successful one on their
yeah,
part for yourself and for them. They get to recover, and you get to build a relationship, and then also recommendation. Then going forward, and it keeps building and
exactly,
building and building. So
exactly,
that's the caveat to it, right?
exactly. Because in the end, they have to get the result. And when people come to the program, I always promise results by contract,
Yeah.
like specifically for the object, for the goals they have.
Uh-huh.
They don't only have to recommend the program, but I want them to recommend me as a
Yes.
person.
Yes. Yes.
So that's what I think it's very, very relevant.
Yeah. And working with clients and different people every day, it's a lot of energy that you deal with as well. How do you keep yourself, centered and grounded?
That's a really good question, Kishan, because I have to I have to reckon that at certain moments in my life, I collapsed. Like I
Mhm.
was putting so much energy in the project and expectations that when certain things weren't going like the way I expected, or when certain moments I was reaching like a peak
Mhm.
of work, I wasn't managed it the right way. But
Mhm.
it's because I wasn't listening to my needs or like my body, soul, like my specific needs. I
Yeah.
was just focused on the project. But of course, it's very important that you put the work if you want to grow. So I started to learn these, uh, I would say, little hacks and tricks to incorporate on my daily basis, and every 2 to 3 weeks, every other month. And I'll explain them to you. All my life, I've did sports,
Mhm.
right? So one of the things that resets me and gets me go in front of the computer, the camera, or the phone to call my students is to be super active, because
Mhm.
this is a like a compound interest. You invest energy when you are exercising, lifting, running, any form of physical activity
Activity.
exercise, but then it brings it gives you back all the energy with compound interest, right? Like this helps me a lot. Then starting from a day perspective, when I wake up, I have a block from email, WhatsApp, all the input channels from like notifications or whatever. And until 8:30, I don't start working. And before that, from 7 to 8:30, it's all my time. It's all relaxing, doing everything with ease, taking my supplements, my water, my meditation, my mobility session, everything that I need to do. And then I start working.
Right.
And this is the ritual,
Yeah.
right? And from there, I divide my work into working, training, eating my midday meal. Then I slow down a bit. Sometimes I do the typical Spanish siesta, right? The
Yes.
nap, power nap, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I work again.
Okay.
And then I make sure also at night I have a wind down process, because sometimes my nervous system is in so much arousal that it's hard to sleep. So I need to wind down, do my sleep, red lights, no distractions, like a calm environment. But then there's another one in which I I really appreciate, and it's very important for my body too, which is traveling.
Yes.
So every now and then I need a exciting experience with traveling, like getting to know other people, a 1 week quick surf trip, a special event in nature, something that puts me out of the routine, kind
Yeah.
of.
Something to look forward to as well.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
something to look forward to.
Yeah.
So I would say, yeah, presence, focusing on myself, and sometimes not taking things too much seriously, or like personal help throughout those 4 years. But
Yeah.
for sure, like it's super, super important. And I've worked a lot. Like I even
Mhm.
work with a mentor and a therapist for that, because in the end, we are the most powerful asset you can have is yourself.
Yeah.
So super important.
Yeah. They always say it takes 21 days to build a habit. And, sometimes it's longer, sometimes it's shorter, but when you're doing something that you love, it just becomes part of you. Similar to like yourself, exercise and movement is that for me, is meditation for me. Being quiet and still, yeah, it's a bit tricky sometimes, but when I'm moving and I'm active, that's my meditation. That's my time. And that's when I feel okay, I can deal with everything else that's coming after that. No problem, because I've gotten my meditation in for the day. For those listening that, it doesn't have to be just quiet for meditation. Your quiet can be playing music doing something that you really love. That could be your meditation, and
Painting.
paint, whatever it is. Do something that you love, and that will bring you your inner peace. Then you can also, then, like you said, once you've grounded, then you can deal with everything else. But also we have to be kind to ourselves when we don't get those practices in, because not every day is the same, and there's going to
Yeah.
be moments in our life that's going to test us, or external factors that we have to deal with that we don't have that get that time. So it's okay to miss something now and then, but also generally just try and keep that practice going every day.
I have to say, Kishan, that I learned to be okay without it,
Mhm.
but it's just so like it's so physical, like the feeling that when I'm missing out for a special trip or special scenario in which I cannot do my ritual nor my strength training sessions, I start to become a little like I start feel how my mental state
Mhm.
is affected. Specifically, starting by my mood.
Yeah,
Like
for
that's the
sure.
first one I feel affected.
Yeah.
So
I do this thing now. Every time we travel, the next day, I make sure I go to the gym in the morning. It's just to,
that's a great one.
just to get all those kinks out of your body from traveling, sitting on a plane, or whatever mode of transport you take. It's just something that will just help your body, uh, you know, be fresh for whatever you're going to do for the vacation. Even like if you're going on vacation, think about it when you're going to the beach or you're going to a resort. You're swimming, so you're active.
Yeah,
It's those kind of things. You don't have to be super in line with, oh, I'm going to do a gym session. I'm going to be lifting weights. I'm going to be doing strength. But something simple like that, or even just going for a walk, can
mhm,
also be that meditation and that movement that you need.
very true. And do you travel a lot? That you mentioned
Yes,
travel?
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, we travel. We try and do at least maybe 2 or 3 trips a year.
okay.
Also depending on, what's happening in our personal lives. But generally
Nice.
we try and do, even just try and get away from, the daily norms and to reset, because we love traveling, myself and my wife, and we just love to see the world, and wherever we get the opportunity, even if it's within Canada, because we've seen so much now. There's so much beauty, and because you just don't understand. When you live in the country, you take it for granted. Oh, it'll always be there. I can always travel to it. And we try in exotic places or travel across the world. But one mistake I did make in South Africa is not seeing more of it, which I, kind of, have that little bit of regret. But
Yeah,
now we're doing that now in Canada. We're trying to live and see as much as we can here as well.
yeah, and for sure, like the natural parks there and nature is super intense in Canada.
Oh yeah, like if you're an avid hiker, like you said, your trail, man, I can't explain it. You have to come and experience it.
Yeah, it's pending. It's on my bucket
Yeah,
list.
yeah,
So
yeah. If you need any recommendations, let me know
of course,
for
of
sure.
course, yeah,
Yeah,
I'll hit you up for sure.
oh, definitely. And going back to there's something that you mentioned in the beginning about your, your journey and how intense it was when you were at that time at FC Barcelona. Was it, what moment changed for you to say, okay, no, I need to go on my own?
So the exact moment when I found myself, even though I was doing what I love,
Mhm.
I was 3 months in a row with no days off and working super intensely, like with 4 different teams, helping other teams with strength and conditioning practices. Then the weekend comes and I have 4 matches, but also tournaments with
Ah,
my
okay.
car up and down. And even though I really liked it, for me, I wasn't at that moment, I wasn't thinking of like a long career with it. I was thinking, this is like an amazing experience. I'm taking a lot from it, but especially with the pandemic, it's when I started to feel
Okay.
everything inside of like, I really want to create something. And that moment, I didn't know it would be tropic motion, back pain, but I was feeling something like, yeah, that I wanted to create. I wanted to
Yeah.
create. something based on movement, helping people feel better, perform better too, but just feel better and enjoy lives. Because in the most important thing here, like behind all the philosophy, the Tropic motion philosophy, is to enjoy life.
Mhm.
People, when he's in pain and is out of confidence, hesitant, mostly they are not enjoying life. And
Yeah, for sure.
we enjoy life when we start moving with confidence, when we know we can do something, when we know we can go for a paddle game, a cricket game, a golf, and we feel that our body got our backs. We feel that we are ready.
Yeah.
So it's all for enjoying life.
Hmm. And that was the same time you went to Costa Rica, right? Was that also when you?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay.
Like it was that. And then I said, okay, I'm going to move to Costa Rica and start like figuring everything out.
Yeah. You're an avid surfer, right?
I
Or
am,
or or is it just something that you enjoy doing?
I love doing it. And
Okay.
there's something with surfing, even though you go to certain places and people feel like they are Cristiano Ronaldo's of surfing, right?
Yeah.
Like they feel the wave, all the waves are for them and whatever. There's something magical in surfing that really inspire me, and it's
Mm.
dragging me to keep doing it. And it's this nature connection, presence. It's a mix of nature connection, presence, and peace. When you are in a game, y- m- we love to compete. We all love
Yes.
to compete.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we love to be thinking, to having the crowd there cheering for you. But when you are surfing, it's just you and the sea,
Mm.
and people around you. I mean, if you are not in a competition, they are just there for you to cheer you up. Also, when
Yeah.
there's a
Yeah.
positive environment, as I said,
Mhm.
there's sometimes that there's people shouting at you like, get out of
Get
my way.
away.
No, exactly, get away. But there's something very magical with surfing, and it's also a super difficult sport.
Mm.
The chances you have to learn with surfing are like way less compared to any other sport, because you
Yeah.
just learn when you get waves, but you can be in the water and not get any
Nothing.
wave. Then
Yeah.
practice, your hour practice doesn't relate to like skill growth or skill learn.
Yeah.
So that's why it's also very, very tricky.
Yeah.
But yeah, surfing is a big part of my life,
Yeah.
as you
I,
can
s-
see.
I sense you're a man of connection, and you have that connection with nature as well, because in the ocean as well, you connected to nature and just the whole world that the ocean brings as well, because there's another world out there, like you said. And I feel like you, like with your practice as well, you connect well when the two worlds meet.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Similar to myself, I'll share with you, when we went to Vancouver on a whale watching expedition, uh, and when you journey out and venture out into the ocean, uh, I think it's the most peaceful I've ever felt in my life. Not just seeing the whales, but just knowing that it's the whole environment, like you said. It's the
I'm
mountains.
imagining. I'm
Yeah. It's the
kind of cringing a little bit.
mountains. Yeah. It's the mountains, the ocean, the smell, the breeze, everything. And then when you see the orcas for the first time, it just takes you to another world. I cannot explain it to you. Something that is just that I'll cherish that moment forever. It's just something that is making me feel emotional, because
For sure.
we were going through 2017 to 2019 was a very emotional time for me. I didn't know whether I would be alive or certain in certain points, and everything, I think, at the end that moment was just it made everything worthwhile, knowing what I went through. And similar to you, like you said, it's just something that connects, and you can't explain it.
Yeah. And they say that when you really go to these hardship situations in life and you really find like this, I would say enlightenment, like when everything makes sense and
Hmm.
everything starts to shift, no? And it's very transcendent. It's
Yes,
very
yes.
yeah, it's life changing, no? Like when you experience something like this.
Mhm. Yeah, I can. If you have ever experienced something like that, please share it in the comments. I would love to know, if you've ever gone through something like that. Uh, yeah, let me know. Always looking to for inspiration out there. So if you have experienced something, drop them in the comments. Let's share
Nature
it with the world.
moments,
Yeah,
no? Like
anything
special situation with friends or family.
for
Yeah.
sure. Adria, as we wind down now to the podcast, just a bit of reflection, and if you could give your younger self, a bit of advice going back, what would you give that younger version of Adria?
Wow. I love this question. And first off, luckily I'm not that old, right? Um, but I have to say that when I was younger, I had like the right mentors and friends and also my brother pushing me to do what I actually really wanted to do, you know? And so that's probably like someone helping my younger self. But maybe what I identify in the past is that sometimes I would take things very personally
Mhm.
or really like obsess with an outcome or something.
Perfection.
And yeah, perfection. I would just say that keep keep being open, keep exploring life, and just be open in all ways because life would always bring you what you deserve.
Mhm.
And you may think that in 1 year you'll be doing this, but life will put you to be doing another thing.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
yeah, like just embrace what the universe has to offer you and don't take it very seriously either.
Transcendent is the word of the day. We'll take
Transcendent. Yeah,
that.
transcendent. Yeah.
No, Andrea, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate you sharing your journey with us. Your experience with Tropic Motion now and after Barcelona, and your love for activity and helping people out there. I think you're doing a wonderful thing, and keep doing what you're doing. I think the world needs a lot of it right now. So thank you so much, and I really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much, Kishan. And I want also to acknowledge and recognize all your work, like interviewing and sharing all these magical, transcending stories and doing all this work when it comes to, like wellness, emotional, mental state and well-being. So thank you for your work and giving me the chance to join the podcast today.
You're welcome. Like you say, when you meet brothers, and it just makes sense.
Exactly. It was meant to be.
Yeah, for sure. But no, guys, thank you so much for joining the podcast today. You know the drill. Please share, like, and subscribe to this podcast. Share it with anybody who needs to know, who would like to hear about Adria's story. And if you want to connect with me, please do so. And I will leave my details with Adria's in the description below. And thank you so much for your time today. Until the next one, guys, stay zen. Thank you so much.
Bye bye.